data right onto the different delimiter. So what we have to do? The file is same, the component is same, only delimiter is changing. So do we need to change anything? Same flow, you can select the components, you can click on control and you can connect the components and you can copy, click on control C and you can paste and you can find another flow is created. And what I want to do here, I want to change the delimiter. So I want to use the pipe. So simply I'll go and change the pipe. And I want to make sure the delimiter is pipe. So just I have changed the file name, row generated data with a delimiter pipe. This is how I have given the name, and I have changed the field separator. So row separator is not going to change. Only I want to see instead of comma, I want to see pipe symbol. So I want to use the pipe as a delimiter. That is what expected by the other team
Master.
because comma.
లేదు లేదు, కూర్చోండి కూర్చోండి, నేను ఎప్పుడే
Someone please go on mute. So some other teams, so they don't want to use comma or some other reason they ask you to do. So just simply we are going to use a field separator as pipe and I'm going to run this job. See, I'm just two flows we have and I'm going to run this job. Why zero rows coming? Because yesterday we are trying that file, if no data, don't want to generate a file. For that purpose we have changed that number of rows generation to 0. Because of that it is not able to write any data onto the file. If you see, we don't we it didn't created any file also. So we can see in that folder. We go our data and we'll see outbound. So no file is created because we have selected an option. It is applicable for this component, right? It's not, no, we didn't change anything. We didn't go and uncheck that option, then it should create a empty file. So we have selected don't generate a empty file. So it is not created a empty file because zero data is not generated. So zero rows means no data. It's nothing. So it's not at all useful. So we have already used that option. So it is not going to create. Now I'm going to run again. So now you see, right? So two flows are there and each flow is this is the sub job. I told you, right? Because you can see that gray color bit on background of the flow. So the connection is there. So main is a connection and between these two components. So this is a part of a one flow. This is a part of one flow. This is a one flow which is writing onto the data onto the file, which is a delimiter. The other flow which is writing data onto the file and delimiter is separate like a pipe symbol. Like that you have created a two flows. So this is a different flow and this is a different flow. So whenever you run, right, automatically it is running parallelly because there is no dependency between these two. So there is no dependency. Automatically it is running parallelly. That is called like that is a multi-threading. So this is a Java, right? So this is a you can read if you are familiar with the coding, so you can understand this is a separate method, this is a separate method. That is called here in a graphical representation, they'll call it as a sub job. This is a sub job, this is a sub job. So there is no relation between these two. Then why it should wait for this flow to complete or this flow to complete? So which flow to complete first? If you have that kind of requirement, you have that kind of analysis on whatever you are creating mapping, then you have to establish a connection between these two flows. Otherwise it should automatically pick up as a parallel, because if you see, right, so that the starting component which background will be become a green color. So that is happened with this other flow also. You can see that background color green. So there is no link or there is no association we have established between these two flows. So these two flows will treat it as a separate, and it can run automatically parallelly. So that's what happened. And if you go and see, two files are generated in that folder. So now you see, right? So one is a delimiter comma. If you open another one is so pipe. So pipe is going to be like this. You can find the pipe symbol. Okay, so this is a relation, but I now you tell me. So I want to run this flow first, and I want to make this flow next. So what connection you are going to use? I just want to finish this work. So I want to finish this task, and then I want to start this work. So what is the connection we want to establish between these two? What connection you are going to suggest? Anyone?
On sub job, okay.
Okay, we'll try. So now I'm going to delete this. Now you have to notice what is going starting first thing. Now you see, right, 10 rows, this has happened. After that, on sub job, okay, you can see that okay label. So okay is a indication to start the other flow that is giving by this job. So this is a, I'm telling again, keep telling, this is entire thing as a one flow and a one sub job. Okay, so you cannot treat this as a separate, this one as a sub, this one as a job. You cannot treat, because it is the background color. That is psychologically they are indicating that this entire thing is a one flow. Start point as a green color. Now you see, right, there is no green color for same component. You don't find it is a starting. It didn't understand, like it understand that it is a part of this flow. So it is a part of this flow. It is a dependent on this flow. That the second flow is completely dependent on this, because you establish a connection on sub job. Okay, that's where it is not treating it as a separate. But we know this is no relation between these two. But still, what we tried, we have tried to complete this flow first, and then we have to use this flow. That's where we use a sub job. Okay, that is right. So like you want to establish a like a connection which can be done after the complete of other task, something like that. You have to use the connection is sub job. Okay, so then means it will complete this flow, and then it will go and continue this flow. That indication you can find here. You can see that okay, if there is any error occurred, then it will not say okay, because it's failed. So you are giving that instruction once it is success. Okay means you are giving a success note, like you are saying it is okay to continue, then only it will start. If it fails, then it won't come to the okay. So okay is not it is not able to fetch from that process, then it will automatically will not start this process at all. So that sub job okay is a connection where you it will give the, once they completed the method, it will pass the indication to continue this process. So now If I want to use the on component okay, so now subjob okay, we are able to follow. Subjob okay means after completing the writing. If I use a on component okay, is there a on component okay option? Yes. So you can see that on component okay. So on component okay means what will happen? Any to delete again. So I have given the on component okay connection. So what will happen? So to understand better, I'll change this number to 1 lakh. Okay. Okay. So now you can see that. Okay. We'll make this less, then we'll see quickly. So this is 10,000 and we have given a on component okay. But why we are giving on component okay? Here there is no reason, or it's not meaningful, but just to understand how to use the on subjob okay, on component okay in detail, I'm just giving the on component okay. Subjob okay we are able to follow, but just we want to understand the on component okay also. So now here I have provided a 1 lakh. Okay, 1 lakh. So 1 lakh is going to write onto the file, and on component. Okay, here I have asking to write 10,000 records. So now what will happen? We'll see. So file is created, writing. So what happened? You don't find the difference between on component okay, on subjob okay, but still the flow still it is generated and it is passed to that row, then only it is going. So you don't find the difference between on subjob okay, on component okay. Okay, but the intention of this component, right? This component is generating, so you are seeing that issue. But if you use another component which can then just to print, so same I want to use a Java. So Java component which I want to start just to print a time of starting, and I want to start running up this second flow. Okay, so now you'll see how quickly it will go on to this flow. Okay, so I'm connecting these two. There is no different. So this is single component. You are giving subjob okay or uncomponent okay, doesn't matter because there is no flow. Just you are using the one component just to print the something. So okay. So now I'm going to just print the statement. System.out.println. So we want to get the current date. We have a functions we have used already in T row generator, right? there is a class called talent date. So you can find methods. So you want to get the current date. There is a get current date. I mean, that means today's date. You want to get the today's date, then you have to use the get current date is a method which can give you the today's date. Where is the get current date? So if you don't know, if you are not able to find, you are not able to fetch, you can just type and you can click on control plus. So control space is a it will give the list. It's a library. It is going to give the list of which are having that kind of method names or a labels, so you can easily identify. So what is the shortcut? Control space. So I want to just print the current date. Okay. So now here you can see, right? So again, if you notice here, we are there. So now you see, right? On component okay, order to on component okay. So this means, so you have a Java which is trying to print the console start date of job. When it is job starting, you want to print the date, current date. So job started it. After that, on component okay, this flow and this flow. But here, what you have to notice in a parenthesis, you can see the order one, order two. So automatically, whenever you are using the same connection, so same connection. If you use a different connection, it will not give the priority. So when you are giving different connection, it will not give the priority. When you are going to use the same kind of connection, same thing, then you have to give the priority. Who is first? Who is second? So that priority, what it will take, whatever you connected. So first in first queue, right? Like wherever you connected first connection, that will become as a order one. And next time whenever you connect, order two. So still your hands, so you want to go with this flow first, then you can change this to order two. So you can change this to order two, and this one you can change it to order one. So that priority you can still, because you are the developer, you know which process need to run first and which process need to trigger second. Or you don't have that priority, you can run parallelly, you can use some other connection also fine. So I told you, right, this is a single component, so you don't need to worry about it's a job to complete or on component okay. So in this case, what will happen, which is going to you don't find again difference, but still once they completed, so on component okay will start triggering this flow, and on sub job okay will go to this flow. There is no priority, so that just waiting on the Java to complete the process. So the Java component, we are printing some statement that is completed, then automatically you start triggering the on component. Okay. So now we'll see. I'm going to delete this. You have to notice the monitor the connections, so how it is going, how it is going. Now you see, right, on component okay completed. So green color means it is completed the process, and other one is still writing. If you open this, it will keep on adding data, but the pipes is completed because you have given the less number of rows. Now you can see, right, it will reload. It will ask reload every. So it is asking reload because still it is writing. But other one, it is completed because there is no on component. Okay, the task is completed, then it started writing onto the file. So that's where when you have to use on component okay, to make it simple, you want to complete one component activity, then you want to start some process, then you have to use the on component okay. Or you want to complete a process, then you have to use the sub job okay. Now coming back to, I'm removing this, we will understand the priority. So now this is a requirement where we are going to create a different files with the same data or something. So then I want to prioritize between. So they want in a queue. So first come first serve, like that. They want a CSV file should be placed in outbound folder first, and then go for a another pipe delimiter related file. So what we have to do first, we are going to connect it on component. Okay, so this is a single component. Just we can see that printing statement, right? So today's date is 1/9/29 is the time. Okay, my system is 1 hour uh, ahead, so you can see that 9:29, but time is 8:29. Okay, the job started at this one. So this is the printing of statement. So you can write a log and all. The purpose of this component, we just use a write a Java code like a system.out.println, which is going to print on the console whatever you are going to write in a double quotes. It treat it as a string, and existing method I have used talent date, current date. So that date it will give the current date. So just leave it for now. Just to I'm just giving why I am doing this. Okay, so the system.out.println we are going to use very frequently. What is the purpose is just to print on the console. So console means this one. So you can see the right run tab. You can find that statement whatever we have written. So it will print on the console. Okay, so now I want to use on component. Okay, this is a single component. There is no flows on no other connections established on this T-Java. So I have used the on component. Okay, and the same connection I want to use. This is a single component, but I want to prioritize between these two. Okay, now you see right, order one, order two. So what will happen? We'll see. I'll remove these files again. You have to monitor these two connections when the job once the Java it is printed the console job started statement. After that, how it is going and what it is doing, you can see on your like you can see on the flow of job. Now you see right. So you have prioritized it's a order one. So it is going on first flow, which is you are writing onto the file with comma separated, and this one nothing started because it's a prioritized. So order one is this one. So next is order two. So after completing the order one, then only it will go to the order two. So that is a first come first serve. Like that you have prioritized. Now I am going to change this order. First is this one. So now whenever you create a one connection, you won't find that order or queue. Whenever you create a same connection with other flow, then it will automatically take that order. So you have connected the first one, so I am taking this one as order one, and you have connected second one using the same connection, so order two. So now the order one is going to be this one, so it will take the first priority and it will complete the process writing onto the data onto the pipe with pipe delimiter and all, and then it will go to the second flow. Now I'm going to rerun this job. You can keep an eye on this flow. So now you see right, okay came to here, and then it triggered the process this one, and then it started this one. So whenever you are using same connection, you have to carefully check. So which is dependent on which flow. If there is no dependency, right now here there is no dependency, but the queue based on this order, the way of data generation or a flow, it is going to take a time, right? So we have to carefully design the connection between, if you are using a same connection between two flows. So now I have removed and I am doing right. There is an option you no need to remove every time connection. So I want to make this this one as a order one and this one as a order two. So what we have to do, right? Right click on this connection and you can find the modify on component okay links order. So there you can find. So you want to make this as a one. So order two you want to make this as a one. So just click on up arrow so that the order will change when you click OK. So now you see, right, order is changed to 1 and order is changed to 2. So that is the option. Earlier I was deleted and established the connection again, but you want to change this priorities orders, you no need to delete the connection. You can go to the modify connect component links order. You can just click on this, which one you want to, like you have a 10 also, you can find 10th one you want to make it as a 1, you can select the 10th one and you can keep move to till 1, then it will become a order 1. So like that you can change the orders instead of removing connection and establishing again. Okay, so now again it will become a 1 and it is a become order, no need to delete and all. Okay, so now hope you guys able to follow on sub job okay, on component okay, and how to change the orders. Even same for if you want to use a sub job okay. So I'll read this is a activity. So how many flows we have right now? 3 flows we have, and in 3 flows I want to first finish this work. So after that only I want to start this one. So what I have to do, I have to create a connection sub job okay. Okay, and I want to wait for this to complete and then this one to trigger. So what again I have to do, sub job okay on this. So here you see, right, there is no order but still it is going on order. So the difference you have to understand, when you are using here sub job okay, what is happened, automatically order. So even this design says go, after completing this, go here and complete this process and come back and start this process. So in this case, first complete this and go here and complete this process. The functionality wise, there is no change, right? So after completing this, it is going to one time only it is going to do this activity. So after completing this, we want to start this. After this, I want to start this. Even when I connect to the sub job okay with the same component, so orders are here. So that the job design, you have to see what is the difference. There is no difference of functionality now earlier and all. So now you can see the same functionality. So when you connect to sub job okay, same, it is going to happen one time only. After that it will go on this flow and it will complete this and come back and it will take the order 2. So that is what the design. So when you are establishing connections, when you are doing that design and look and flow, you have to think which is like which is going to the best approach of doing the job design also. So now you see again I'm connecting. So is there any difference? It's very clear, right? So it should be complete this one first and then go to this flow and complete this and come back and do this one. Not come back, it's going to be a continue. So this continue process, it's a series kind of thing. It's completed the first one and it'll go to the next flow. And when you are connecting same sub job okay with the T Java component, it will go for this order and it will come back and see check any other order. So order 2 is there, then we'll go to the order 2. Okay, so now when you are doing, I told you, right, you have to start from top to bottom. So if the sequence is like this, you have to put sub job okay this one and then you want to come to the this one. So it will make sense. If you this job design is like this, you can able to follow. First it is going to do something, after that it will come here and it will complete this one and then it will come to here. So like this you have to design your job. You have a parallel thing, so you have a parallel things. So you want to like a priority things. So then you are going to connect the same component with a connection, same connection. Then you can design like this. You can put like this. So you can understand the look and feel. You have to see the how the connections. So on sub job okay, order 1 it is going to do here and then it is going to start this here. So the how you are going to design, how you are going to define the orders, it is in your control. So end of the day functionality is completed with your flow or not for the customer. But when a technical team, when you are other developer going to review your code, he need to understand how you have connected, how you have established the job and what it is running first and what it is running next. So these kind of things you have to keep in our mind to understand everyone. So every developer needs to follow what code you are generating, what flow you are creating. Okay, so this is a two flows and I want to create another flow. So another flow which other delimiter. So same thing. So we don't need to change anything. So we have a connection and you can they ask us to create as a semicolon. Then what you have to do, just a semicolon, and file name you have to change it to semicolon. So here semicolon. So everything same. I want to repeat with a different file with the same data. I want to run this one. So now if you are not connected anything, what happened? This you just connected this one. So the printing statement will printed on T-Java component whatever we have, and this flow will started. Now what is the starting point of this job? Anyone?
Java.
After that, what will happen?
It will come to T row generator.
Okay. When these two will start running?
When we connect,
Hmm?
So
Always,
these two will run parallelly.
yes, always you have to remember the green color, where are all component highlighted as a green color. They won't wait, they won't expect your connections. It will automatically trigger. Careful with this concept. So when you are creating flows, right, by mistake also, if you are running, if you are loading some other data, if there is a dependency but you are not established that dependency, you will run the job. Then what will happen? It will do is this activity and it will go and do something, it will load it. So you will lose, like what case I can explain. Like you will get a error. It won't happen if there is a scenario like you are running three tables and you see one table is a parent table, and where whatever the key is primary key here, it is going to be a reference here. So once that this table is loaded, then only you have to start this flow. But by mistake you are not connected, what will happen? A job will immediately start triggering. This flow is in parallel and this flow is in parallel. By mistake, if 10 rows are inserted, those 10 rows are fetched fine. It will load, start loading that 10 rows. Any matches reference is there, it will load. Otherwise what will happen? Like you will get a does not exist a reference key for this table kind of things. So connections are very important when you are creating between three tables or three files. Even this file is a lookup for this job. Right now we are not using lookup, so this file is going to be the reference for this job, this other flow also. Then first we have to complete this process, then only we have to go. Right now it is okay, there is no dependency. So all you see, right, this is a green and this is a green color and this is a green color. So whenever you connect, automatically color changes. When you are saying, so understanding the flow is important, because you are not going to do scratch work, you are going to join in a job. So somebody will complete the jobs development and all, or he is leaving from the project. He is not he is going to he's not going to be there after you join 1 week or 5 days. He don't have a time to give KT and all. You are an experienced person, so he'll just ask you to go through the jobs. If you have any questions, then you have to understand what is the flow and where it is going, what it is going. If you have any component or if you have any questions, you have to ask. So nobody will go sit with you and explain where is the starting point, what is the job, what it is doing. These things some people will not have interest to go through each and every step, right? So there you have to understand. So that's why I'm keep on twisting that, how, where is the job starting point, how you are going to go through the job. So understanding of job flows are very important. So while coming to the development, that is a second part. When you are going to scratch, so you will struggle and you can able to implement. But if you go some project there, they have already hundreds of jobs, and they'll ask you to open this job and check what is the issue and fix the some kind of technical challenge where they have asked you to do the transformation. Then you have to better understanding of job is very important. So where it is starting and where it is going and where they have mapped and what are all the things they are established, that is understanding. First to go through that job flow and which component starting point and all. That's why I'm keep asking where is starting and all. So I hope you are able to follow. So when there is a green color, that is means starting point of your job. So in job you have 10 green colors, then means there are 10 starting points in the job. So generally that is not the case, but a very rare case they'll run parallelly. And in an enterprise studio, you will see the T parallels component. So if you are in a if you have any friends or any other in your team somebody using Talend, you can check with there is a parallel component. So I want to run this parallel, right? So if you are not connected also, it is going to happen parallelly. So that's what happening. But in enterprise, they have given a separate component T parallelize. So you can set that component. Open source, they're not going to give. So but when you are started using in enterprise, you want to run parallelly. So there is a T parallelize. So the component look is going to be, it's going to connector like a router. It looks like a router. So you can see you can connect multiple flows. I haven't not given. Yeah, so you can see, right, there is a component parallelize. So here it will say parallelize. So this is going to run parallelly, this is going to run parallelly. So here the parallelize component is routed. So this can run automatically, this can run automatically, these two will run parallelly. And you can see the synchronize, right? After completing these two, this component will give an indication to start the synchronize. I mean this all wait for all, you can see that labels. So that's that kind of indication, or you can able to see follow the labels which will make you sense what it is going to do, what are all going to happen in this flow. So these two are going to run parallelly, and after completing these two, it will come to here and it will start this flow. So that is a wait for all. You can see that synchronize wait for all. So here also we are doing same. Okay. So we are trying to, you can also just think and tell me, you are giving a exercise for you. So I want to make that kind of functionality same. So same functionality, so I want to run these two parallelly. After completing this, I want to go for another flow which can trigger. So I want to complete all these flows. After that, I want to run the other flow. So same way you can think how you can design a job. So I want to run three files which is going to generate parallelly. After completing this, I want to I want to make sure all these three completed, and I want to run this other flow. Okay. So just think that exercise how you are going to design. So open source, some customers will not buy a license, then how you are going to design the same kind of functionality. So parallelizing and synchronize. So parallel means it's going to run parallelly. Synchronize means after completing all. So keep understanding this screenshot, and you can also search for T parallelize component. You can see that exercise. So synchronize means it's going to wait for all. So it will wait for all to complete whatever is you are connected with the parallel. So all this parallel to complete, and then it will start the triggering the synchronized flow. Okay. So now it is a parallel. So without parallel component, it is running. So all four are parallel now. So I'm going to run this. You can see all four are going to run parallel, and these two complete quickly because it's at 10,000 and above one is 1 lakh. So it's going to take 10 lakh. It's going to take some time. So I'll change this one also 10,000. Okay. So printed, so it is started parallelly. So you can put anywhere this component. So all three are run parallelly. You can put anywhere. So there is no dependency. You can put top of the first flow, or you can put left side of the top flow, wherever you can put that order. There is no order here, right? So there is no order. You can keep this one, or you can keep like this anywhere. You can keep this. So you can keep like this. So there is no relation, and it is going to run parallelly. So again, always right, whenever you have a Java component, always this is going to trigger first. That is also one you can remember. So because that's a simple thing which cannot have any process, or it is a standalone print statement. So now you can see, right, it is going to first, it will trigger first the job start, and then it started parallelly other three flows. Okay, so if you design like this, it is a parallel, we understand, but still we want to make sure these are all running parallelly. So you have to design such a way, you have to indicate that these are all running parallelly. You can put a sequence like this, you can put, make sure these are all in a same state, and it is going to run in a parallel mode. So the design is very important. When you are designing a job, you have to say how it is going to run. So these are all parallel. There is no relationship, and you want to run these flows at a time. Like this, you have to design. If you put like this, this indicates there is no relationship. There are parallel. If you put like this, somebody will think, okay, after this. But now you are a technical and you understand there is no relation between these three. So, but still, if you put like this, people will say, yeah, after this complete and this one run, after this complete this will run. So that kind of indication that you like eyes are understand what it is psychologically follow, but we have to make sure what we are trying to express in our code. So if you put like this, the our eyes will automatically think, okay, these three are running parallelly. So these three are like, it's a homogeneous, like it indicates how. So horizontally are all in same line, so it is going to trigger something. If you put in a vertical shape, then our eyes or mind, if you don't know Talend, or if you don't know the concept what it is doing, so you will think, okay, this flow completes and then it will go this flow. So that kind of thing. So now what we are doing, so we have created a three files. So you can see that. Okay, so we have a semicolon, we have a pipe symbol, we have a comma. So like this, n number of delimiters. So delimiter, we are good with creating a delimiter files. So delimiter files which is going to have a separator, and you can find the like a separator between the columns. Whatever the business ask, or whatever the other team members going to use, you are going to use this. Now I want to all these files combine, and I want to write onto the other flow. So if you are reading from these files, what we have to do, what component we have to select? If you are reading, still now
Input,
you are writing.
e-file input.
Yes, so now we are going to select the T file input delimiter, and you have to go copy this path. So what are options are going to be the same input also. You don't see much difference on the component, only it is going to reading. So you have to, all other things going to be the same. So now first thing, and row generator, and first we have a header. So if you are reading from file, you have to see the file has header or not. If header is there, then you have to give the one. That means it will not treat it as a data. It will understand that it is a header, and it can read from second line onwards. For that purpose they are giving header. And footer, so if you have a footers in that, you can select a footer also. But limit means you have a 10,000 rows, but you don't want to 10,000 rows, you want to limit 10 rows from that file. You can select that 10 rows. Okay, and the row separator we already discussed yesterday. So it's going to be a separator of after the last column it will separate, and a field separator. So field separator is same. So you want to use a comma, you can use a comma. You want semicolon, you can use a semicolon. So now here you see, right, I already told you tomorrow yesterday. So input always what you have to configure. So I have configured a path, but first what you have to configure schema. So schema where you can get output, whatever schema you have there. So you can get that schema. Just click on first column and keep press on shift and you can select the last column. So automatically all the columns will be selected and you can click on copy icon here. So you can see the copy selected items, right? So just click on it and you can see paste icon automatically activated here. So you can paste here. Okay. So now we are done with the configuration of one file. So same component I am copying. What things I have to change? I have to change the schema is same. So I don't need to worry about schema. Only I have to take care of file path and delimiter.
Fields.
Field separator. So what is the field separator? Second one, pipe. And again, I'll copy the same component. Header is there. So header also there. So no need to worry about header. So I'll copy this. And what I have to do, I'll copy the file name. So what is the other one? Semicolon. So now we are good with input component configuration. So we have a 3 components for writing, 3 components for reading. So now what is the dependency for each and everything? You have to tell me. So I want to read from this file. So what is the dependency? And I want to print on this log row. So I'm going to use just a simple log row. Just I'll connect with row main. You want to print on this. So log row. So first you are using same component, you just configure and you can sync everything. So you can you don't need to do same work for multiple times. You can just copy paste. You can just select copy and again you can paste this. So select right click, copy and you can paste. So because schema is same, if schema is different, then you have to do for each and every component. So because here our case is schema is same. So I'm passing this. Okay. So now we have a 3 flows which is going to write a data onto the file and other 3 flows we have a reading data from the same files. So input output. So what is the dependency between these 3 and these 3? So first we have to complete the writing of this file. Then only the file will be there and it is able to start reading. So what connection we have to give? What connection we have to give?
So we can give on component or on subjob, both will be same, I guess.
So if you are giving on
Mhm.
this component, you have to use the on component. Okay,
On
that means
component.
this component writing completed, then it will start triggering. But best practices, you have to give on sub job. Okay, so after completing this job, this entire flow completed. So now you see, right, the on sub job. Okay, we have provided, but the look and feel is looks good. Or you are able to follow what it is doing the job. No, right? So what you have to do? You have to drag this one to under this one. So this makes sense. So it is going to write the file and this is going to start reading once the file is completed. Now again, the same case for other one. So now it is writing the file with semicolon and you have to provide the sub job. Okay, so best practice you can give on component is fine, but best practice wise, so on component what happened? So once the file writing generating data is completed, it will write onto the file. Writing of the file completed. So what is the intention of output delimiter? Writing the data. So writing data is completed, then it will start reading. So we'll keep it that one. That's fine. Okay, and parallelly we want to this one to be on sub job. Okay. So we have a three flows and we have design reading and writing. So we are going to write onto the file and then reading on the file, and this one going to read writing onto the component, and after completing the component it's going to read. So now I'm going to run this job. Make sure your delimiters are same when you are doing, otherwise it is not able to parse the data. So semicolon we have provided here, also we have to see semicolon. See now it's right. The output component is having semicolon and my input component as pipe. So what will happen? We'll see. And here also, obviously it's vice versa. Okay. Okay. So these two are, come on. So now we are going to run this. I'll change these numbers to 10. In console we are printing, right? We want to see how it is printing. Okay, so we are going to run this. The expectation final destination is it will write a file and it will we are trying to read from that file and printing on the console. That is what we are trying to do with this job. Okay, so only log row 1 is worked, the others are not working. Now you are able to follow why we have to give the same delimiter. It is not able to understand what it is trying, what you are trying to read from this file, because it is you have generated as a semicolon and but you are trying to read as a pipe, so it is not able to understand how to read that. So what we have to do, you have to change this, remove this. Blindly you can remember on component okay means it is dependent on the component activity. If your sub job means entire flow needs to complete, but some cases you don't find a difference between sub job okay and on component okay, but interviewers also will ask that they'll twist what is your understanding on component okay, on sub job okay. So it is not a same, both are not same, but some scenarios you feel that what is the difference between on component okay and sub job okay, same do it is doing, but based on the connection name itself you can understand like on component token mean some component completes the activity, then we want to start something, then we go for on component okay. If you want to go for on sub job okay, there should be a process like it's going to be a set of components which are associated each and everything in a flow that we want to wait for to complete that entire set of components activity. There we can go and connect the on sub job okay. Okay, this in deep in a technical why they are giving and all, there's a simple they're giving the naming itself. So why they are giving sub job okay, why they are giving on component okay. Okay, so now we are good with this. This is pipe. file name also matter. If your delimiter you are giving, but your file name is semicolon, then it will not fetch that, right? So now that is also problem. See, right here I have used a pipe, here I have used a. So now we want to read from pipe. So how to fetch that file? You can browse the file. So here we have given a typo or a mistake. Here we have provided a semicolon, but you are reading from pipe. So how to fetch that file name? You can go to this and you can search that file and you can select that. Same way you can go for other one. So you can browse that file, which file you want to read. I just copy pasted to make our life simple, but in a best practices or a best when you are learning, you have to use the browse option to find which file you are reading. So writing, you don't, you have to create the file name, what file you are going to create. But fetching and reading files, you can simply find using the open browse. So you can find that where is the file located and all. Same for even you want to change this also, you can fetch that file. You can where you want to write, you can change that. Okay, so now hope we'll run this. Now you can see, right? All three are successfully printed. All Tenali. Okay. Nali Nello Rongol. So this is how we are going to read and write onto the files. And hope you guys able to follow on subjob okay, on component okay. Right? So now I given that exercise, right? Start thinking just when you are practicing, right? So I want to go for all writings on parallel, and after completing the writing of the files, I want to read, because writing needs to be completed first, right? Before reading. Think this design. So if don't need to dependent on this. So after all writings are completed, you can start running parallelly reading. So but first, what is the condition? We have to complete the writing onto the file. So we have to make sure files are completed the writing. Then you don't need to establish a connection between individual. So if it is going to be a dependent, but all at a time you are writing onto the file, after that you are starting reading. So there is no individual connection between each and every flow. But earlier we are trying to do that. That is a exercise you can start thinking how we can implement in a open source. But earlier we have a parallelized component. We can simply use that parallelized component to do all this writing, to do is writing all writing this onto the file parallelly, and then synchronize all. You can use the reading on this reading on this. So in that also you can design the parallel. Okay, I'm going to stop here. So we have a few more things on a file, and different files, and different components also we'll discuss. So we started understanding writing files and reading files. Till now we covered delimited file. So keep remember what we are discussing and what we are trying to understand and practice daily. It looks, I am keep telling, right? It's very simple when you are hearing, but when you start practicing and somebody asks, now I given an exercise, right? It's not that simple. Okay, if you think and how you are going to design that job, it's going to take time. Okay, even if you are familiar with other tools also, it's not that simple. If you are already experienced with this kind of scenario also, how to design open source, so make this our parallel, and I have to run this as synchronized to read these things. So it's not a simple exercise. So start thinking and design your job. You can search Google, maybe people nowadays, right? Talend also, I told you earlier, 3 4 5 years back, only blog is their own blog like a Talent. Now it's not like that. You will see different people are started giving their solutions, suggestions. So you can easily find, but don't go for that option immediately when you are learning. Keep your mind and keep your attention when you are doing a job, when you are writing any code. If you start to go just searching Google, somebody will suggest something, then we'll keep copy paste that same thing. So you cannot learn. Okay. So I'm going to stop recording.